Good evening. I'm gonna get right on this. I only have 10 minutes, and I'm gonna go through 32 years of experience. First thing I'm gonna do is I've got a news release. I'm gonna release in about 2 or 3 weeks of the news media. And I'm gonna just read that, then I'm gonna break it down a little bit. I'm gonna get it all done in 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go with it right now. A lot of you already know that my name is Ernie Coleman. I've been a law enforcement officer in Beaufort County for the past 28 years. I'm 53 years old and will be running on the Republican ticket for the next year. I am a husband, father, and citizen of Beaufort County with strong Christian values. I have dedicated over 32 years of my life to serving our country, our state, and Beaufort County. I served our country honorably for 4 years in the United States Air Force. I then began my law enforcement career as a trooper with the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. I served the Highway Patrol for 25 years and retired with the rank of sergeant, supervising Pitt and Martin County. I then served as a reserve deputy with the Beaufort County Sheriff's Department for 8 months. I have served the past 2 years as a part-time police officer, law enforcement instructor, and I'm currently the chief of campus police at Beaufort County Community College. I'm a member of Old Ford Church of Christ and serve as a deacon. I'm a member, I serve locally as a secretary of Old Ford Ruleton. I've been married to Gloria Coleman for 30 years, in about 3 weeks. I'm a little ahead of myself. If ladies got any ideas on a 30-year wedding anniversary, let me know, please. I'm working on that right now. I have a daughter, Candace Coleman, who's a junior at East Carolina University. I strongly believe that my military training, law enforcement experience, leadership abilities, and Christian values will serve the citizens of Beaufort County well during my tenure as your sheriff. I believe that the men and women who serve in law enforcement are under enough stress due to the danger and nature of the job and from their everyday family struggles in this unstable economy. And they should feel assured that their sheriff and his command staff will support them and their families and be actively concerned about their mental and physical well-being. My goal will be to produce employees that will have pride in their job and will strive to earn the support and respect of the citizens of Beaufort County. I will strongly advocate that each employee join and be active in a civic group in the community in which they live, so they will be a part of that community and be known by name and serve as a link between that community and the Sheriff's Department. And I will advocate that strongly. I just happen to be in Ruleton myself years, but there are several civic groups out there. Both of y'all can name them: Ruleton, Rotary, Optimist. The list goes on and on. But I won't mandate it all. I'm talking about telecommunicators, deputies, jailers, all employees. Join some type. And I'll oversee it. I got more plan on that. I won't elaborate on that. I'll run out of time. I have many more ideas on how to improve the service to the people, instill pride in the employees of the Sheriff's Department, and earn the respect of the citizens of Beaufort County. Now, anybody can reach me, of course, on the website at erniecolemanforsheriff.com, and you can get my number there. And I'm already booked with 3 or 4 groups. I talked last Friday night in Bluffs Creek at Bluffs Creek Fire Department meeting. I've got one this coming Tuesday at King Chicken for lunch bank. So I'm actually getting called a lot, making my schedule perfect for that. And I'm gonna break this down real quick if I can, with only 5 minutes left. I'm originally born in Belleville, raised in Rocky Mount, graduated in 1979 from high school. Shortly thereafter, and I was raised in a Christian household, and I'm very blessed for that. I had a good mother and father that raised me. I was very blessed, as you probably know. Some of you didn't. 4 brothers, there's 5 boys all together. We're all a year and a half apart. Bless my mother. And that's why Mother's Day is a whole special meeting right now for us. Raised Christian and conservative. Being a Christian and conservative to me is not just a name, it's a way of life. That's the way I've lived my life all the way through, non-stop. I've been a Republican, registered Republican since I was 18. I'm 53. Never stopped one time. Years ago on the highway patrol, 15, 20, I was told to switch over to Democrat so I can get promoted. And then switch over back and forth. Never did it. I still got promoted under a Democratic thing. I'm still Republican. I will not waver my Christian values for anything. If elected, being retired from the patrol, 53 years old, I have not got it made. I've still got bills. I still go, and I got a passion for serving in law enforcement. But if I'm not elected, I'm gonna go on in law enforcement. I'm gonna do something else. I've looked at Homeland Security and some other things with TS. I've looked at those, but I want to stay in Beaufort County. This is my home now, as long as I've been here. I want to keep serving. After graduation, I went to the United States Air Force. I served 4 years in the United States Air Force. I worked on actually nuclear warheads, got in the control sections of nuclear warheads. I had a top secret security clearance. I was trained and awarded expert ribbons in small arms, M16 weapons, etc., etc. I was trained in counterterrorism. After 4 years, I cut that quick. 4 years, that's a quick 4 years. After that, I was honorably discharged. I was applied and accepted to the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. Like most rookies, stayed on the road several years, working the road, drunks, wrecks, fights, etc. And I learned once I got on the patrol, there's a lot more than just writing speeding tickets and drinking soda pop. It's a lot more to it. I do a lot of drugs and stuff. I've charged murder and several things with vehicle homicide, etc. 2,000 arrests, etc. We're going to go into that. We don't have time. I had 25 years of patrol. I worked in Beaufort County on the road for 20 of those years. I finally applied and was promoted to sergeant. 2005. Spent 1 year stint on the road, never moved from here. Lived in fire departments and hotels, but I've moved to Statesville, North Carolina. If y'all know where that's at, Iredell County. I-77 and I-40 cross right there. Terrible place to send a sergeant. A lot of work, a lot of death, a lot of crime. I then was able to get back to Roanoke Rapids, Halifax County, and I was almost, felt like I was almost in walking distance from there, compared to Statesville. I then, after a year of that, I was assigned to Troop 8 headquarters in Greenville, which is headquarters in Greenville covers 20 counties on the Highway Patrol. I was assigned to headquarters and I covered from Elizabeth City to Morehead City as a supervisor and as a public relations officer. I handled the news media, special situation for the Highway Patrol. I did all the news media with WI-10, WNCT, WCTI, newspaper, radio, etc. for all 20 counties. I won't go on the list of things I'm certified, my little bells and whistles, but I got all the little bells and whistles in law enforcement that I've had over the years. If I had it, I volunteered for it. I took it. My last 2 years in the Highway Patrol, because of the war in Afghanistan and shortage of sergeants, I still handled a lot of the public relations, but I also supervised Pitt and Martin County as a supervisor, and all the men and women who work there and all that goes with that. Personnel matters and thing. During my 25-year career, I met, of course, all the governors that were in election during my thing. I actually met 3 presidents and got pictures with 2 of them. In 1986 with Reagan, Ronald Reagan. In fact, in 1979, I graduated in my first election that I voted for. I voted for Ronald Reagan. And I remember that. And then, of course, I ain't going on the memorabilia here, but then years later I meet him. That's a trooper, that's for me. And then, no booze here. In 1993, I got hands shaking with Bill Clinton. And was still honored as President of the United States. That was down in Whitehall, North Carolina. So I did that. And then in 2005, out of over 2,000 troopers and stuff, I was only 40 selected. I was blessed to be the one of the 40 selected. I went to Washington, D.C. in 2005 and was selected to work the inauguration of George W. Bush. I met him and Laura at one of the balls that night, of course. But during the day, I was, before we started, we went to Georgetown University. I was sworn in as the U.S. Marshal and worked with the Secret Service and them for 3 days during that inauguration. After many memories of that. Great. I'll discuss that later. Individuals. I was a law enforcement instructor with the Highway Patrol and worked many years, 10 years as a pursuit and precision driving instructor. I am certified as a law enforcement instructor right now through the Criminal Justice and Training Standards Commission, and I hold an advanced law enforcement certificate with that agency also. December of 2010, I was sworn in as Reserve Deputy with the Beaufort County Sheriff Department. I worked with the Sheriff Department for over 8 months, where I was, when I resigned from the Sheriff Department, I was working on employee applications and background investigations, whatever part. November of 2011, I was asked and accepted a position with Beaufort County Community College as a police officer and also instructing law enforcement classes out there, and I still do that. In October, back in September, really, I was asked if I would be the chief of police by Dr. Kansas, who's the president out there right now. Of course, being retired from the state of North Carolina, that's a state job. I could not accept it, but they asked me then to check to be our interim. I am now the interim police chief. I look like a police chief, but it ain't no interim on me, but that's what I am. And I still am, and it'll be about another month or two before we have a young man sworn in. And from that, I'll still work there part-time, instruct, and I'm gonna put on some captain bars, I think, and help him out for a couple more months to election, hopefully till I'm elected, and police department. And I'm gonna just say, close up here, and I'm gonna say I believe, and I've got to say this. I believe that we are still in a Christian nation, no matter what Barack Obama says. That's my belief. I'm sticking with it whether I get elected or not. I'm not backing down from it. My relationship with Jesus Christ is not going to change because of this election. I believe the right of citizens to bear arms, and that the government should concentrate their efforts and resources on laws and punishments to prevent criminals from possession of firearms, not honest citizens. I believe that the marriage between a man and woman, and I don't recognize any other union. What's that got to do with the sheriff's department? It does. I'm gonna put it on the table for you right now. That's my character. That's my position. And any other decisions won't be based on that, but based on that concept, common sense, Christian reason, what we do. And I believe jail should stay where it's at. I've got several ideas about that, why it should stay where it's at if it's built there. Put a facade on the old courthouse and jail to match the new jailhouse, make it a horseshoe complex. The old jailhouse and the courthouse are structurally sound. They look bad, but they're holding up. Put a facade to match it. We can't afford hiring 3 or 4 more deputies for transport, et cetera, and all the other nightmares that come with that. I'd like to thank Mr. Buzz Caton for inviting me here to this forum, allowing me to express my views. And I said, I want to be sheriff, 53 years old, I'm in great shape, going to work somewhere, and I want it to be for you, my experience. Thank you very much.